O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye pathmakers of old, Namaste. Ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, Namaste. O ye helpers in all of the realms, we call to thee at this moment. Be with us. Namaste. O ye helpers in all of the realms, we call to thee at this moment. Sweep clear our paths. Namaste. O ye helpers in all of the realms, we call to thee at this moment. Namaste. May our time together be blessed. May it be uplifting for each of us. May we hear that which we need to hear and see that which we need to see. May we learn at this moment the right action, the right relationship. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Gam, 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 Gam. Om Gum, Om Gum, Om Gum. Om Aim, Chim, Klim, Om Gum. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste ji. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. It is always a joy to be here with you. The year is coming to a close. A little less than a week from now, we will have arrived at the winter solstice. And a week from tomorrow is the 23rd of December, a sacred point at which the sun stops for 3 days before it turns in its path. The time in which we are turning and moving from the winter to the light. But we're still in the time of in-turning. We're still at the point in our lives, at this moment, where the time is to in-turn. The time is to say, what do I need to do to prepare for that next breath? What do I need to do to prepare for that door that is going to be open for me just in a few minutes? A few blinks of the eye, it will be open. What needs to be done? The teachings say that as long as there is pain, as long as there's suffering, as long as there's hunger, as long as there's anger, as long as there's greed, as long as there's fighting and illness and dis-ease between people, among all of the creatures on the earth, that what we must do is to do our best to help alleviate those problems, to help dissolve those problems, so that we will become a part of the solution of life, not a part of the problem of life. I was talking to a young man the other day, and we were talking about the idea of saying to your Ishta, saying to life, how might I serve thee? And with a great deal of honesty, he said, I don't like that. I'm very uncomfortable with that, because it implies that I have a master. Then I laughed. I said, oh, well, you do. You do, you do, you do. Let me tell you, you do. What is to be done? I felt that that was a great, great, great maturity on his part to say, my mind is not comfortable with that. So I have reflected and meditated and thought, what can I say to you? Because if he reacted like that and I say to you, serve life, well then, that means what? It can have the same effect on your mind as it did on his. To succor unto life. To succor means to come to the aid of, to help, to come to the aid of. So if we are at a point in time where we see life is in need, there is great need, how do we come to the aid of the other? How do we see beyond what these eyes can see, beyond the blockage of our ego personality, to come to the aid, to be of help to the other? Well, I can hear some of you saying, well, I can't go out and mow their lawn. I can't go out and solve their problems. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do the other thing. Probably true. But there's a Kriya. There are Kriyas that you can do, sacred actions that you can take to be of service. The ancient texts call upon us to make a fire sacrifice. So I'm not going to go out and ask you to do Agnihotra, although that's really quite meaningful practice to do. I'm going to ask you and tell you and share with you how to do a fire sacrifice. What does it mean to sacrifice so that you can come to the aid of life? And what do you sacrifice? What does one sacrifice? Well, it's not very complicated. What do you think it is? You sacrifice that thought that has seized you since the time you were born. That thought of I, me, mine, mine, mine. That thought that if you dissolve the ego self, what then is this? What is there? If this is no more, what is there? All of the Upanishads, the Gita, many of the ancient texts of ancient India say, we must let go. There is more. You are the self, and the self is not this. It's not this for you. Over the past few weeks, we've been building, if you will, a yantra. And we're going to put that yantra together today to help you to make the sacrifice, to help you to build the sacrifice, to help you to fuel the fire, so that as you move into the new year, as we move into the new year, and we move to deeper practices, you will be building and fueling the fire. And what is the fire that you are flaming? What is the fire? I'll come to that. But it is within you. It is the prana, the chi, that is within you. It is the light of self-awareness that is within you. Building the fire requires sacrifice. Succoring unto life requires sacrifice. Doesn't mean putting your money in a fire, but it requires sacrifice. And so we begin. Building now, bringing together now this yantra, which is, if you will, an affirmation that is to be said many, many, many times a day. Many times a day. And will be built upon into the new year. The first part, if you will, close your eyes for this, please. And see the sound, hear the sound, see the words. First you will see the letter S, the English letter S. And below that you will see the English letter C. Below that, the English letter A, the capital A. And below that, the letter D, the capital letter D. S-CAD. S-CAD. Silently repeat that. S-CAD. 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 See the S-CAD in your mind's eye. Now go back to the S and see it begin to glow. As you repeat the words to build the yantra. I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity. Below this place a C. I shall now embrace concentration on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace concentration on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace concentration on the path of maturity. And now the A. I shall now embrace awareness on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace awareness on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace awareness on the path of maturity. And then the D. I shall now embrace detachment on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace detachment on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace detachment on the path of maturity. See the SCAD glowing in your mind's eye. See the Vak, the sacred words that build the yantra. Strength, concentration, awareness, detachment. Strength, concentration, awareness, detachment. Strength, concentration, awareness, detachment. Hold this light in your mind's eye. Now, what does it mean? We've talked over these last few weeks about various aspects of SCAD. But coming together today, bringing it together, there must be a thread to bring SCAD into your life. There is. And that thread will be shared with you through all of 2025. But you begin, and you have begun already, but you need to vivify, to strengthen your use of the observer practice, your use of the blue light of self-awareness, the blue light of self-awareness, which is a part of your consciousness that you have elevated above your head, 12 to 18 inches, if you will. You're moving that part of your consciousness out of the chakric system. Thus, guess what? No karma flowing, only self-awareness. But it is key, although you may begin by observing the physical things that are happening around you, it is critical that you move to observing the thoughts that rise and fall in your mind and the correlation between the thoughts that rise and fall in your mind and the emotions that are drawn to your consciousness and the circumstances which you draw into your life. So, the thread that pulls you forward to vivify your practice is vivifying your self-awareness. What blocks that, my beloved? Well, it's easy. The emotionality of the mind blocks it. It took me a lot of years of study and practice before I had a primary experience that really led me to see, oh, yes, this is so. It was the very first thing that my guru said to me. The very first thing was, stop being so emotional. And I said foolishly, I'm not emotional. And it was many years before I said, oh, you're correct. And in that moment, all of the years of practice, and this is what I'm saying to you, you practice now, you practice now, you practice now. And it's like a water drop, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And what do you know? Well, you get a whole glass of water, a whole beautiful goblet of water before you know it. But if you don't practice, then what happens is you just walk through life, and eventually, after several 100,000 million lifetimes, you will find yourself enlightened. We want to speed it up. That's the point, is speed it up. So with this blue light of self-awareness, with your self-awareness, you have to ask yourself, what does it mean to embrace strength? What is strength? It is your capacity, which can be built and built upon, become stronger and stronger. It's your capacity to choose to let go of the emotionality that rises in your mind. You're not emotional. The self is not emotional. The self, capital S-E-L-F, is not emotional. Your personality can be mighty emotional. Strength is your capacity to see that emotionality of the mind. Strength is your capacity to understand this and the relationship between this and the emotions and the thoughts. Everything that you have thought, said, experienced in this incarnation is here. And the most frightening thing is everything that your ancestors and you have experienced in all of your past lifetimes, for all of those that you are blood related to, is in your red blood cells. Oh, that's something to bring into balance. But your astral body also contains all of the samskaras, the impressions, if you will, of every experience that you've ever had. And the strength is the capacity to see, not to suffer, not to suffer, but to see. The yantra says, I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity. It does not say, I shall now embrace suffering on the path of maturity. I shall now embrace strength on the path of maturity, and I shall choose those actions which allow me, which I discern will be best for me in my life. Now, the key here is which you discern, not which you let the emotions push you to, not which you let the latest whim push you to, not which you let the words of another push you to, or the judgmentalness, or your perception of their judgmentalness. Strength is the capacity to do the practices that you need to do to let go of the emotionality of your mind, to let go of your emotional reactions to people, events, things, and situations, to gain an understanding of your personality, of yourself. And how you react. And then to turn inward, to ascend upward, and to say, help me. Call upon the helpers. Help me to see that which is the wisest way for me. You notice I didn't say, do it for me. Help me to see, to discern that which is the wisest way. So find strength. This blue light of self-awareness, my beloved, it will help you so much. Because as you begin to observe, the thoughts that sometimes rise in your mind are very, very, very gross, if I might say. Really gross. Sometimes they're ugly. Sometimes they feel, And what happens, the mind wants to push them down, push them down, push them down. I don't want to see that. Oh, that's not very nice. Oh, a holy person wouldn't say that. Oh, a good person wouldn't say that. Oh, I must be very bad if I thought that thought. Put it away, push it away. No, nitty, 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 nitty. Isn't that interesting? I wonder where that came from. One of my friends, another Swami, a fellow disciple, told me the other day, and this is really quite remarkable. I've not done this, all right, but she has for years. She makes a spreadsheet of every book that she's read and every movie that she's watched, and when she read it and when she watched it, and what the contents were, just a short few sentences of the contents. So she can link it to her dreams. So she can link it to her journals. So she can link it to the events that come into her daily life. So she realizes if she dreamt about Spain, well, she has to discern, am I dreaming about Spain because it's a noetic dream, or am I dreaming about Spain because I was reading about it in a book last night? Now, I think that's really quite clever. And for some of you, one of you will find it to be a wonderful method. I'd never heard it before. I must bless her because I never once had the thought of doing that. I think it's a wonderful thought. I'm sure that I won't do it because it's not like my personality. Do you hear? But it might be like yours. You need to find the strength to discern, using this observer self, what works for you, and do it. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks, but find the strength to be able to turn inward, to not at the same level. Don't turn inward and churn on pain. Ascend, 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 ascend above. Observe and see what the next course of action is. The strength to let go of the emotionality of the mind, and to develop the skills, and to develop the skills, and to cultivate and develop the skills to do such. This blue light of self-awareness will help you to cultivate those skills. The second thing, concentration. What does that bring? How do you do it? We've talked about the many ways, and just one simple one today. And that is spend time each and every day, a few moments in meditation, observing your thoughts. And as a thought rises in the mind and you see it, say neti, neti, neti. Let's do it now. Give you a few minutes for your practice for the day. If you'll shut your eyes and open your mind. Focus at the sun center. Allow the thoughts to rise in the mind. And as they do, neti, neti, neti. I'm not this thought. I'm not the thought thinking the thought. I am not thought. Let us begin. Now let go of that. Step 2 in the practice. You're going to count 1 and 2. All right? The practice is to see, to be aware. Can I go from 1 to 2 without any interruption, no other thought, just the thought of 1, 2. If a thought arises, neti, neti, neti. But the key here is you're concentrating. 1, 2. Again, shutting the eyes. Silently say 1, 2. Take a deep breath. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. Now, if you're really observing, what you have to ask yourself is, were there thoughts in the background? Was there noise in the background? Did you hear or feel thoughts running through in the background? The key in this practice of concentration is to reach the point where that is gone. There is you and the 1 are 1. You and the 2 are 2. You are 1. You and the 2 are 1. You and the 1 are 1. All right? It matters not what you concentrate on. Begin with an object, preferably something that is meaningful to you, like a beautiful pen, or a number, or a letter. And concentrate on that thing. Building the skills of concentration. You know along the way of concentration that it is necessary to let go of the distractions. Let go of the habits that cause your mind to jump from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. That splintering of your consciousness, my beloved, makes your mind weak and allows you to be influenced and to be manipulated. On the spiritual path, this is not what you're seeking. The third point, SCAD. I shall now embrace awareness on the path of maturity. The simple practice for this, the simple practice for this, using English, I'm afraid, let go of the use of the word I. Let go of the possessive tense. I, me, mine. My child, my husband, my house, my car, my dog, my cat. Really? They're yours? Really? They belong to you. You will find that as you let go of this, as you let go of it by beginning to say the, use the neuter, the neutral, the non-possessive, the dog, the cat, the house. Name the person. Work as best as you can to let go of that possessive tense in your thoughts and in your words. And guess what happens? It's like a miracle, really. All of a sudden, you go from this ego-centered self to, there are others here. There are others here. I should read. I should learn their language. I should listen to their music. I should watch their movies. I should travel to where they travel. I should eat their food. Oh, I'll learn a lot by eating their food. You want to shrink your awareness, eat the food of your childhood and nothing else. You want to expand your awareness, let go of the food of your childhood, and eat other foods. Foods that are not the food of your early childhood. The fourth element. I shall now embrace detachment on the path of maturity. Well, mystically, this does not mean you have to give up all of the things that you have brought into your life. Although it is good to give up more and more. But it does mean that you must give up your attachment to your preferences. Your attachment to your preferences is important. And I think that's very hard to do. But it doesn't matter. How do you begin? You're sitting down with somebody and they ask, would you like a cup of tea? I'll take whatever you're having, as long as it's something that's safe for you, I'll take whatever you're having. Would you like some potato soup? I don't really like potato soup. But I'll have a tiny taste of what you're having. Give up your attachment to your preferences. Now, that's really at a gross level, but let me just share one little thing before we move on. Use the blue light of self-awareness. Give up your attachment to your preferences about how everybody else should look, should sound, should behave, should believe. Oh, that blue light of self-awareness is wonderful. Do you know that it will reveal to you that you're walking down the street and you see somebody wearing clothing that you don't prefer? And the mind starts to say, oh, how could they possibly go out in public like that? Really? I shall now embrace detachment. I shall now embrace strength, concentration, awareness, and detachment on the path of maturity. Do this, my beloved. Use this blue light of self-awareness as your sutra, your thread. And we will add next year the next layer for you, the next richness, the richness that goes, that will improve your life tremendously. Before we go into our meditation, I would say to you that next Sunday we will be celebrating the solstice, which is on Saturday. And I will be joined on Sunday by Swami Narananda Mahaswami, who will be sharing some mantra and some music with us, and Swami Adinadananda, who will be sharing some spiritual thoughts about the upcoming movement of the planets, the outer planets. As you know, Pluto has moved into Aquarius, and Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus will be moving next year. And she's a wonderful astrologer, so she will be joining us next week. But now, let us use our meditative energy to turn inward, to ascend upward, and to send our blessings to those who are in need. As you send your blessings, be aware of the judgmentalness of the mind. And if there's any resistance that you feel, say to yourself, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to send my blessings anyway. I'm going to choose to send my blessings anyway. Become non-judgmental in your prayer. Become compassionate in your prayer. And understand that just like you, all of them, all of the others are doing the best that they can. Your meditative prayer and energy as we join together makes a difference in life. I said to you, what is the fire sacrifice? The fire sacrifice begins with letting go of your ego, with your being willing to be of help to others. How are you of help? By balancing your spine, by eliminating, neutralizing the emotionality. Bring your energy back here, not here, not here. The mudra is this. It's not this. It's not this. It is here. You begin the fire sacrifice by balancing yourself. As you balance, as you lift, as you meditate, life is served. Namaste, Ji. Let us meditate together. Sitting with your spine erect and your hands in the Om Mudra. The index finger and the thumb together. The hands cupped upward. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the hands back to the center and begin to watch the breath. Encircle your entire being in golden light. Wrapping yourself 3 times in the light. And now ascend as high as you are able. Ascend to the high place. Reaching the high place, you see in front of you a mountain. Ascending to the mountain, you see a forest. Halfway up the mountain, you can see a brilliant light. That light radiates down, shining a path for you up through the forest. Ascend through the forest, following the light. Ascend through the forest. As the path leads through a meadow, following the light. Ascend with the light. The light becomes brighter. You enter the clearing ahead. In front of you, you see a shrine filled with light. The light calling you to be blessed, to loosen your karma, to be healed of the emotionality of the past. You enter the shrine, drawn towards the light. Breathe in the light. You walk to a pool of light. Enter the pool of light. And walk to the waterfall feeding the pool. Stand beneath the waterfall of light. The light pouring down around you, within you, through you. All of the karmas washing away. All of the fears, the emotionality, loosened by the light, washing away. Feel your entire being filled with light. Breathe in the light. Become one with the light. Filled with the light. You walk forth from the waterfall. Through the pool, clothed anew. Continue to breathe in the light. walking forth from the shrine. You move to the high place of meditation, the realm of the meditators. Easily you ascend. Finding yourself in the realm of the meditators. Find your comfortable place. Focusing your attention at the sun center, the point between the eyes, the Agya chakra. As we focus our meditative energy in prayer, keep the focus here without effort. As we use mantra, we will send the golden light of bliss, of peace to all of those in need. We will use the Om Shanti mantra. O ye powers that be, join with us. Thou knowest better than we what is needed to soften the karmas of the earth. We ask that you send forth your blessings at this time and join with us. First for Mother Gaia, Mother Earth upon whom we reside. May she be blessed abundantly with all that is needed. As we chant the Om Shanti mantra 9 times, feel the golden light pouring down upon Mother Gaia, pouring through her, pouring upon her. Chant silently or loud as you prefer. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 For all of those souls who are living with water insecurity, with food insecurity, with economic insecurity, with environmental insecurity, we send forth our blessings that they might have that which they seek. Let us chant the Om Shanti mantra 9 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you chant, see the golden lights radiating, the golden light of Ananda radiating down upon the earth to these souls in need. From your sun center, from the sun centers of the Divine Ones. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those souls who are living in war, amidst chaos and confusion, famine, cruelty, uncertainty. For all of those who are living in blindness, whose karma is confining and cruel unto others. May their karma be softened, may they see. May the karma of all sentient beings be softened. May we see, may we be blessed, that our hearts be filled with compassion, that we see the self, that which we are, beyond time, beyond death, the immortal self, and that we see the same in others. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now lift, 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 lift again. And join with all of the helpers, sending blessings to those who are leaving the earth, who are coming to the earth, who are beginning and ending incarnations upon this plane and upon all planes. Send thy blessings to all beings. Feel the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss radiate forth. Send forth those bliss of Ananda, chanting Ananda, 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 da, da, da. Namaste, namaskar.